Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the science class. Today we continue our discussion on chapter 2, that is matter around us pure? Today let us try to find out, is the dye in black ink a single color or not? Take a thin strip of filter paper, draw a line on it using a pencil approximately 3 cm above the lower edge. Put a small drop of ink, water soluble ink, that is from a sketch pen or a fountain pen, at the center of the line. Let it dry. Lower the filter paper into a glass jar containing water so that the drop of ink on the paper is just above the water level, and leave it undisturbed. Watch carefully as the water rises up on the filter paper. Record your observation. The dye moves upward, separates into different colors. The ink that we use has water as the solvent and the dye is soluble in it. As the water rises on the filter paper, it takes along with it the dye particles. Usually, a dye is a mixture of two or more colors. The colored component that is most soluble in water rises faster, and in this way the colors get separated. This process of separation of components of a mixture is known as chromatography. The separation of components of a mixture is known as chromatography. Chroma in Greek means color. So chromatography is the technique used for separation of those solutes that dissolve in the same solvent. Chromatography is used for separating those solutes that dissolve in the same solvent. So with the advancement in technology, newer techniques of chromatography have been developed. Let us see what are its applications. It is used to separate colors in a dye, to separate pigments from natural colors, to separate drugs from blood. Sixth one, how can we separate a mixture of two miscible liquids? Let us try to separate acetone and water from their mixture. The acetone and water is taken in a jar. Take the mixture in a distillation flask, fit it with thermometer, heat the mixture slowly, keeping a close watch at the thermometer. So the acetone vaporizes, condenses in the condenser. This is a condenser, and can be collected from the condenser outlet. Water is left behind in the distillation flask. Mixture of acetone and water is taken in a distillation flask. Heat the mixture slowly. The acetone vaporizes, condenses in the condenser, and can be collected from the condenser outlet. Acetone is a volatile liquid. It easily vaporizes on heating. On cooling, acetone again converts into its liquid form. Here we receive pure acetone in a beaker. So this method is called distillation. Distillation is used for the separation of components of a mixture containing two miscible liquids that boil without decomposition and have sufficient difference in their boiling points. Next method is fractional distillation. To separate a mixture of two or more miscible liquids for which the difference in boiling points is less than 25 Kelvin, fractional distillation process is used. So to separate a mixture of two or more miscible liquids for which the difference in boiling point is less than 25 Kelvin, fractional distillation process is used. For example, for the separation of different gases from air, different fractions from petroleum products, etc. Let us see the fractional distillation method. The apparatus is similar to that for simple distillation. Here you have the distillation flask, condenser. But except that a fractionating column is fitted in between the distillation flask and the condenser. Here you can see fractionating column is fitted between the distillation flask and the condenser. A simple fractionating column is a tube packed with glass beads. The beads provide surface for the vapors to cool and condense repeatedly. This is about fractional distillation. Dear students, this is all for today's class. Hope you all have understood it.